welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of E.L.F. makeup. I have a lot of makeup here. I have a whole basket, you guys. So I am ready to just play with some makeup, and I think I'm gonna be doing a wear test today. So if you're interested, stick to the end of the video to find out how that went. And yeah, that's what we're doing today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's get started. Let's go ahead and get this bitch started. Let's go. Okay, you guys, I have so much makeup here. I don't even know where to begin. I am a drugstore makeup lover. I am a person that likes to not spend a lot on my makeup, especially if I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not. So I'm super excited for this video. So for primer, you guys, I have heard so many good things about these two primers. It's the E.L.F. Jelly Pop Dew Primer and then the E.L.F. Poreless Putty Primer. I have tried this one. I feel like it breaks me out though, so it makes me nervous. But this bad boy right here is what I'm super excited about, because I have the Milk Hydro Grip and I also have, what is it called? The Cover FX Gripping Primer. I love both of those primers, and this is supposed to be a really good dupe for that. So I guess we're about to find out. Ooh, it feels like it. You guys, oh, that's sticky. That's nice. It smells like watermelons. Oh my God. I like that thus far. I'm gonna be going in with that E.L.F. Poreless Putty just in my pore area because I do have larger pores. I don't love this primer. It's okay, but I am not a huge lover of this like some people are. Some people just really go ape shit over this primer. Not every product is made to work for you, and that's okay. For concealer, I'm gonna be going in with the E.L.F. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I have tried this off of camera a couple times because I've had it for a while. I have the hydrating one as well. I might use that one on my face just because I know and love it, but I'm gonna be using this to prime my lids for my eyeshadow, and I'm really excited for my eyeshadow. Also, I'm using the shade Light Sand for my concealer, but I'm excited for my eyeshadow because I don't really use many drugstore eyeshadows, and I have heard really good things about these. You'll see. I'm not gonna do the rest of my foundation or anything because I want to be able to clean up under that just in case it gets gross. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start on my eyes just because I messed up and didn't do my eyes first. So I'm just gonna stop at the foundation and then do it later. Now that I have that blended out, we are going in with I'm really excited for this. I'm gonna be using the Bite Size shadows today. I'm really excited for these. They're so pretty. I have two shades. The top one is called Cream and Sugar, and then the bottom one is Rose Water. Oh, these shades are so pretty, you guys. My hands are shaking, but look at these. They're so cute. I just love them. They're so tiny. They look like they're gonna be travel friendly, and I am ready to dive my ass in head first. Ooh. Ooh, yes. Look at these beauties. So good, right? Oh, I'm gonna be dipping into both of these today, and I'm pretty excited. Okay, I'm going to start with this first shade. They don't have shade names, but this the lightest color and the Cream and Sugar. And I'm gonna be running that in my crease with a M505, just a big fluffy brush, whatever one you have. And it's a little darker than my skin tone and more peachy, I would say, but I just want this to act as a transition color. So far, they're looking pretty good. You're not gonna be able to see this shade. I'm blending that out really nice. And then I am going in with my M441. If you watched my last video, you know I'm obsessed with M441s by Morphe. They're the best. Perfect shade, or perfect size. just to get in there. And I'm gonna be going into the second shade right here. It's like a dusty rose cool tone. Just a really pretty color. How pretty is that? I'm bringing this pretty far into this inner corner. It just works the best on my eye shape. You don't have to. You can keep this on this outer part, but girl, this color, I'm living for it. And these shades are blending out really nicely into one another. Ooh, that's pretty. It's more like a, I don't know, it's more vibrant in person. I mean, it's not like vibrant, it's not a neon or anything, but it is showing up more on my skin tone in person. There is a lot of kickback, so, but I think these palettes are only like $4 or something. So there is kickback in the pan, but honestly, like for the price, I am not mad at it. And they're gonna be very travel friendly. If, ooh, okay, that's a decent amount if you guys saw that. I'm just gonna be bringing this onto my lid just a little bit because I am going in with a darker color and I want them to blend nicely into one another. So I'm just going back in with that first shade, going over those edges. So I'm gonna be dipping into this darkest shade in the Cream and Sugar palette. It looks pretty dark and pigmented. So I'm just tapping off that extra. And I'm taking that on a M514 and just rocking that in this outer corner. Taking it on my lid in circular motions, and I'm bringing that into this little crevice. I have a line in my eye and I just kind of go into that little line, into that little crease. I wish that Cream and Sugar palette, I wish it had another brown shade, or they had another palette available, because going from this color, from that last color, it needs like an in-between shade. So I do wish it had just one more and it was like a 5-pan eyeshadow, but I can't complain. I mean, it is, you get 4 shades for probably, I think it's $4. Don't quote me on that, but it is a good price. I just wish it had one more shade. Kind of dark in here, so I turned my brightness up just a little bit, so hopefully you can see a little better. But I'm just rocking that. It's turning out so much like darker and not so brown tone, which is fine, but it's like a brown black almost in the palette. I'm gonna go in with a different brush, the M433. Dipping into that dark shade again. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with that rosy tone color from the Rose Water palette. Just gonna go over these edges. Okay, I am not loving them as much as I wanted to. It's not bad, but I don't feel like it's blending out like I want it to. Maybe I need to work with it a little more, and I still might, but maybe it's because I put a cool tone on top or underneath that brown, but that brown isn't showing up like brown. It's almost showing up like a, I don't know, it's just turning weird. Okay, I'm gonna be taking another M441. It is a little not the cleanest brush, but I'm just gonna be blending that out. See what blend I can get. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a shimmer on, and I think I wanna go in with these two opposed to these pink ones. So I'm just gonna be dipping it with my finger because I feel like shimmers just apply better with a finger. At least most of them do. So I'm just gonna be applying this with my finger. Ooh, that's pretty. And then I'm gonna go in with my finger again, and then I'm gonna go in with the second color. It's more of a bronzy color. See, I like that. That's not bad. The shimmers are pretty nice. Let me try with a brush. I'm gonna go in with that coppery looking color, and I'm gonna spray it. When you spray shadows, they tend to apply better and more smooth and like buttery. Maybe a little better. Again. Yeah, it's applying nicely. Well, that's looking really pretty. I do like the shimmers in that. So let me go in more of that first shade and just blend those two together. Or do I want to just do all over the lid? Let me apply that color all over, and then I'll do that lighter color in my inner corner. Yeah, I do like that shimmer color. That is looking really pretty. Okay, I'm liking this palette a little more now that I got that shimmer on. I think it looks a lot better. It was just throwing me off because this dark brown wasn't looking, it was almost looking cool tone because I put it on top of a cool tone, which is my fault, but it just didn't look like it was blending out the way I want it to. But now that I have that shimmer on, it is looking a lot better. So I'm liking it a little more. I just want there to be another shade. I'm just going in with this contour palette by E.L.F. because I want another color in here. I'm gonna be using this on my face today, but I wanted to dip into just one more color to help this blend a little more. I mean, it is looking pretty. I don't hate it. But I just wanted just one more color in there. I'm just missing a color. So see, this is why I like doing my eyes first. I messed up and I did them after my foundation. And typically I like to do my eyes before my foundation because I get fallout, which there's really not that much fallout with this palette or with these two palettes, but I still I just like to go in with my eyes first. Okay guys, that is it for that eye. I'm gonna go off camera, do my other eye, and then put on some of this eyeliner. It's the eyeliner pen that they have, and it's like a felt tip liner, so I'm gonna try that out too, and I'm gonna go finish up this other eye, and I will be right back. I'm gonna be lining my eyes with the eyeliner pen from E.L.F. It's a felt tip. Just looks like this. I'm just gonna be doing a thin line. I don't really like eyeliner personally, but I figured I'd try it out. And it looked pretty good, so we shall see. All right, you guys, I got that eyeliner on. It was okay. I wasn't in love with it. I mean, it almost seemed like it wanted to dry out, but it wasn't dry because like I put some on the side of my hand. It felt like maybe that shimmer eyeshadow was to kind of get in the way of like it wanting to work. I don't know. You guys, I am so mortified right now. I just wiped off all of my makeup, washed my face, because when I bought my E.L.F. foundation, I brought it home and I'm like, why is this smell so weird? I was testing out the color. I'm like, why does this smell so weird? And I realized that it had been opened and smelled like straight up granny perfume. Someone sprayed perfume into the foundation and into the cap, and I forgot to take it out of my bin of makeup and I used it. I just had to wipe off all of my foundation because I bought another shade, and I just had to wash my face, wipe off all my makeup, because I am not about to break out from that foundation because someone wants to be an asshole and put perfume in the foundation. I'm using Cashew and Light Ivory because the other one is tampered with, and I am not about to leave that on my skin and do that to myself. So I'm just going to be blending that out with my E.L.F. sponge. This first go around, I did like the foundation. I applied too much because my concealer was too light, so I put more foundation on top of it. So it wasn't looking as good as it did before I did that. So before I did that, it looked really good. So I'm excited to see this foundation in the way I want it to, like without 500 layers. I wouldn't recommend building this up too much because I felt like it looked a little more cakey than I wanted it to, but I also think that was my fault. So I gotta hurry. I'm supposed to be picking my sister up from the airport today, her and my nephews, so I decided to film this before I left, and I didn't anticipate it having to be started over. So hopefully the rest of this video goes smoothly, but that foundation is looking pretty good. So I'm gonna be taking the 16-hour camo concealer in the shade Light Sand. And yeah, it's still a little too light for me, but that's okay. I've tried this concealer a couple times and it was pretty okay. I didn't love it as much as I love the hydrating one, but the matte one is nice, especially for those of you that are more oily. If you're more oily, definitely get the matte one. If you are dry, get the hydrating one. I'm in between, so I like both, but personal preference, they're both nice though. That is looking pretty good so far. For my setting powder, I'm going to be using the Halo Glow setting powder. It's in the shade Light. Typically, I like to do a cream bronzer. I don't have a cream bronzer for this video, but that is typically what I like to do, just because I think it looks more natural than when I go in with anything else, with like a powder or something like that. I think cream looks way more natural, but that's just me. That's my personal preference, but that is one thing I don't have for this video, but not everyone cream bronzes or contours anyway, so that's just a personal preference for me. So I'm just taking a light layer of that powder and setting my face. I'm gonna be setting my whole face today just because this powder is supposed to be more of like a glow setting powder. So I really want to see how glowy it can be. So I'm just going over everything with that powder. Just a very light layer of powder because I am dry. Well, I'm combination. I'm dry and oily. So I do like to set, but it's looking pretty good. I do feel like there's a sheen on that powder. I think my base is looking so much better since I had to redo that foundation. So I'm kind of glad I had to, because it looks less cakey now because I did have to layer that up a couple times earlier. So when I didn't layer that foundation, it looks so much better. So definitely recommend don't layer it, but it looks good. I really like that setting powder. So for contour slash bronzer, they didn't really have a good one. I bought this E.L.F. contour palette. It's in the shade light medium, but I'm just gonna be dipping mostly into this one. Oh, these are powdery. Ooh, and just a little into that darker one. I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but trying to go light-handed because I don't know how this is gonna work. Ooh, okay. It's a little more pigmented than I gave it credit for. Ooh, okay. Okay. I take back what I said. I take it back. Okay. That better blend out. Since I did set that foundation pretty heavy, it is blending out pretty good. At least it is in person. I don't know what it looks like on camera, but it is blending out fairly decent. I have to kind of swirl on my face more than I'd like. I usually kind of pat and pounce and try to blend it out because I don't want to disturb that foundation underneath, but I'm just kind of roughly going over my nose. I don't want to contour it, but I do want to add some color to it, so I'm just kind of tapping over it. You know what, you guys? That is looking pretty good. My base. Okay. All right, E.L.F., I see you. You guys, I am not mad. My base is looking pretty good. So I'm gonna be going in with their Always Rosy blush. It looks like pretty dark, so it's like a rose. I mean, it's what it's called. It's rosy, so it's really pretty. I'm gonna be lightly going in this. It seems like their powder products are pretty pigmented as far as that contour is concerned, so it's gonna be lightly going in this. Taking this on my E4. I'm just trying to be careful with this because I don't. Some blushes are so pigmented that you are like, whoo, what'd I do? Ooh, you guys, I am liking that. That blush was pretty nice. For highlighter, I've been wanting to try this highlighter for a good while, and finally I am. Ooh, it's the Metallic Flare highlighter in the shade White Gold. It looks super freaking pretty. I am ready to dip into this bad boy. I've been wanting to try it for a while, so hopefully it's good. Ooh, oh, okay. Oh, it's very, very light. It's so pale. When they say white gold, they're not kidding. Oh, okay. Ooh. Should have got a different shade. I don't think my Walmart had other shades. Okay, that's like pale, but I tell you what, it's very metallic. It's not glittery, it's like a sheen, so it's like wet looking. Ooh, tip of that nose pops. My under eyes are creasing real badly. I wonder, I mean, I did set it, so I wonder if it was just like the concealer. I'm gonna put some more powder. Hopefully it helps the creasing, because it is creasing pretty bad. Ooh, maybe I don't really like that concealer. I thought it was okay, but man, that concealer is creasing like crazy. Holy crap. Whew. For brow, I'm gonna set before I do anything else. So I'm gonna be going in with the E.L.F. Glowy Dew Mist. It looks like this. It looks very milky. I don't know how I feel about that, but I don't know how I feel about that, you guys. I'm indifferent. I don't know. I can almost like feel it on my face. It did make me look glowy though. So I'm gonna be going in and finishing up my lower lash line, just doing pretty much what I did on the top to the bottom. So. Okay. I'm gonna go in with a little flat defining brush into that dark brown. And I'm just gonna line my lower outer lash line because I don't want this color to be crazy. And I want it to keep it precise. I don't want it to go everywhere. Okay, now that I have that roughly on, I'm going to be taking a M506, dipping in to that rose color, just blending that dark brown out. So that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna add an inner corner highlight in that cream and sugar palette. I'm gonna be using that second shade to do that. Ooh, yeah, that makes it really nice. That shade makes a really nice inner corner highlight. I'm putting this on my brow bone as well. Oh, whew. I'm telling you guys, the shimmer metallics in this palette are no joke. Holy crap. I'm just going back over with a big powder brush and going over my face because I feel like that setting spray, it's not even is it a setting spray? That dewy mist made my skin almost tacky. And I don't want it to be tacky because I want this makeup to last all day. Like, I'm doing a wear test and I need it to last all day long. Hopefully it does. For my brows, I know I do just a plain, I know I do clear brow gel for my brows almost every time, but I did buy a tinted brow gel from E.L.F. It is the Wow Brow. I'm just gonna be running that through my brows. I have really good brows as is, so I don't really do much for my brows anyways. It doesn't feel like it's going to set my brows down. Made them look good, but I don't think it's gonna make them stay into place, and that's kind of what I was looking for. Okay, it made my brows a lot darker. So I do like it for that reason, but I don't feel like it's going to keep my brows in place all day. I'm just going over them with my Benefit 24-hour brow setter because I cannot afford to have my brows all kinds of crazy all day. You know what? When I used that 24-hour brow setter on top of them, I really like my brows. Oh, they look strong. You know what I'm saying? They look like a strong brow. I did not buy any mascara from E.L.F. I'm just gonna be hopping off camera and using my own mascara because I suck and I didn't buy any. I will be right back. Okay, you guys, I just threw on some mascara. I am gonna go ahead and go in with the lip. For my lip, I'm going to be using their, okay, first off, look at this cute packaging. You can see it and it's just like, I just love this packaging. I just love that see-through, it's simple and it's basic, but it's not basic, you know? I really like it. So this is the Seriously Satin Cream lipstick in the shade, I don't know, I think it's in the shade Cream or Creme. I don't know, it's really freaking pretty though. Oh, just a nude. Maybe I'll put a lip liner on. Okay, I have my lips roughly lined and I'm just gonna go straight in. Ooh. Okay. Smells like a crayon. Smells like a lip crayon. You know what? That is super creamy. That feels really good on the lips. I like that. So for gloss, I'm gonna be using their I am going to be using their lip plumping gloss in the shade Champagne Glam. It's like a pretty peachy gold glitter, beautiful gloss. Ooh. Yes. Ooh, that's pretty. I am a fan. Okay, you guys, that's it for today's video. I am so glad I finally did this video. I used a lot of good products in this video. Some I didn't like. Most of them I did like though. I think the only thing in this video that I really just didn't love was this Glow Dewy Mist. I mean, I did like it, but I felt like it made my face feel tacky and like, I don't know, not set. And even now it's still touching it. I even went over it for my face with some powder, but it's still, I could still feel that it left my skin almost tacky feeling. So I don't like that. Maybe on like no makeup days I would like that, or if I'm just like really wanting to be dewy for that day, I think that'd be really nice for that. But besides that, I really liked everything in this video. Another thing I didn't love, but it was still pretty good, was the Wow Brow. I liked it for the color and that it helped fill in my brows, but I didn't like the fact that it didn't set them into place. And I liked the E.L.F. I liked the highlighter, but I just think it was probably a little too icy for my skin tone. So if you're a lighter skin tone than me, I think you'll really like it. But everything else, like the lip products, those are great. I love them. That lipstick by itself was so creamy, but when I put that gloss on, these lips look so juicy. Real good. I like it. I like it. The primers, I liked both primers. I think I'm really gonna love this E.L.F. Jelly Pop primer though. I think this is gonna be one of my favorite things I get out of this video. And also that Halo Glow setting powder, I think that was really pretty. I can't wait to keep using that, especially with different concealers. I think it'll pair well with them. That E.L.F. Camo 16-hour camo concealer, I liked it, but it creased really bad on me, and I'm not a fan of that because I do crease pretty quickly, but that was like real quick. That was quicker than most do. So I'm not a huge fan of that. I like the hydrating camo concealer much better, but I didn't have the best shade, and I've used the hydrating camo concealer more. So I wanted to use the matte one just because I haven't really used it that many times. I just kind of have spot concealed with it. So it was still a first impression for me as far as the concealer goes. But honestly, you guys, this video turned out really good. I'd like to play more with the eyeshadows and maybe some different ones just to see how I like them. But you guys, this video was it was not a flop, and I'm glad it turned out okay, even though I did have to put that foundation on twice. It turned out really good. I'm glad I did because it looks less cakey now that I didn't layer it multiple times. So when you do layer that foundation, I did not like it when I layered it, but when I didn't, it looked a lot better and a lot more, I don't know, not cakey. So overall, I think everything looks really good. I feel so pretty today. Good job, E.L.F. Kudos to you, chef's kiss to you. All right, that's it for today's video, you guys. I'm ready to go pick up my sister and nephews from the airport. I'm so excited to see them. So I gotta get out of here. My mom's gonna kill me if I don't show up on time. Okay, you guys, it is 3:31 and I put my makeup on around 12. It is looking really good. So it is 3:30 and I put my makeup on around noon. So it's looking really good, holding up really nicely, and it is hot out today, so looking good. See you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, it is 10 o'clock at night. I put my makeup on, or at least my foundation, probably around like 12:30, 1 o'clock, somewhere around there. But I have wore this makeup all day long, and I am looking very, very shiny, but to be fair, it has stayed put for the most part. I did put my glasses on earlier, so I have a little marks around my nose, but other than that, it's looking pretty good. Other than the fact that I am extremely shiny, that foundation is looking really good. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm kind of creasing pretty bad from that concealer we used earlier. I'm creasing pretty bad from that. So I'm not a super big fan of that 16-hour camo concealer, but I guess I just need to play with it a little more just to make sure that I'm not in love with it. But so I kind of went over my face with the Halo Glow setting powder just to try to mattify everything down a little bit, and we're looking pretty cakey at this point. I mean, before I blotted it, it looked better, but now that I have my pores and it just like, I'm kind of breaking up around my nose and it looks very cakey under my eyes. But to be fair, that could be that concealer we have going on, because the rest of the face is actually looking pretty good. So I feel like you're gonna probably get 8 hours out of this foundation. It does still look pretty, but I'm not in love with it just yet. If I would have powdered throughout the day, I probably could have saved it a little more and made it look a little bit better. But that foundation is probably gonna get like a B- from me, around a B-, because it does look pretty. I do like it. It's just getting to that point. I could try it with different primers or even different setting powders, but I do like this Halo Glow setting powder. I would say that this was one of my favorite things I did try today. I don't know, those eyeshadows wore pretty well. I mean, it has been a long day. They're not like perfect. Overall, it's really not that bad. So for E.L.F., I'm kind of impressed. I say overall, it probably got a B for me. On like a general scale, I would say the whole one brand, full face, first impressions, I'd say it's about a B at this point. My hair, on the other hand, does not. It's just a hot ass mess. It's been a long day. I'm tired. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.